Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Biomedical Engineering Technology Information Session. Today, we have Anthony Chen, our program head, and Janice Pontes, our program advisor. Before we get started, I would like to say that the British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam. Today, we'll start, I already introduced Anthony and Janice. We also have Aaron and Darren from our School of Health Marketing team, as well as myself. I'm Julie. We're gonna follow that with a presentation from Anthony, a poll, a video, a session with Janice, our advisor, and then some time for question and answers. We ask that you do comment and give feedback in the chat, but we're gonna ask that you hold your questions until the end for that question period. And we'll read them aloud and we'll address them at that time. But again, feel free to put them in the chat in case you're worried you'll forget, but we're gonna address them all at the end. And now I'd like to hand it over to Anthony Chen, our program head.
Okay, welcome to the information session. In Vancouver now we are 4 p.m. I don't know where are you all from, maybe some from another part of the world. So good day, everyone. So I'm Anthony Chen. I'm the current program head of Biomedical Engineering Technology at BCIT. Next slide, please.
It goes into the poll.
Okay, so like this is a poll to give you a test on how much you know about biomedical engineering. So the question is, what is the primary role of biomedical engineering technologists working in a hospital? So 3 answers: repair medical equipment, evaluate new medical equipment, and then the third is ensure medical equipment is safe and effective. So please try to answer. Okay, so I guess majority of the ensure medical equipment is safe and effective. I think all 3 are correct, but ensure medical equipment is safe and effective is the most correct of the correct because it encompasses the others as well. So I'll talk a little bit more about what the real duty is for biomedical engineering technologies in the hospital as well as in the private sector. Okay, so this is a video of our recent grads working in the hospital as well as in a medical device company.
Today we're here at VGH and we will be testing out the hyperbaric chamber and checking the ventilator that's within the hyperbaric chamber and making sure that the oxygen levels as well as the CO2 levels are normal. So as a biomedical engineering technologist, you're involved in the life cycle of medical devices. So that involves the acquisition and procurement of new devices, as well as new device testing and making sure they're all ready to go. I love my job because every day is different. Medical device technology is always changing and evolving. It's really exciting to be able to work with so many different types of technology. Being able to work on devices like this is really interesting.
So the Biomedical Engineering program at BCIT is a 2-year diploma program, and we teach them all the basics that they need to know to be able to look after medical devices. What we do is we teach them the basic building blocks that all medical devices are made from. Once they have an understanding of the building blocks, then they can figure out any device that they've never seen before. They can handle anything.
My name is Emily Lankhorst. I'm a graduate of the Biomedical Engineering program at BCIT. I work as a post-market quality engineer at Stryker. I'd had a previous experience in university. I did an arts degree, and I guess I just felt like I wasn't really set up to find a job after that. But coming to BCIT, just the work placements, the industry connections, the hands-on lab experience, yeah, I just really felt like BCIT offered the technical skills that I needed to be able to work right away. Thanks to BCIT, I have a really rewarding career that's just full of possibilities and opportunities for the future to grow, develop, keep learning, and keep working in a really cool, field of healthcare.
So you get a snapshot of what biomedical engineering technologies work will be like, but actually the job is more diverse. So what is biomedical engineering technology? Is actually biomedical engineering applied science and engineering to healthcare and medical device industry. So our curriculum is focused on medical device technology. Biomedical engineering is quite broad, and for example, some people may be working on tissue engineering, growing tissue, growing scaffolding, 3D printing on organs or whatever. But our program at BCIT is focused in medical device technology. Regarding our program at BCIT, we are a 2-year full-time diploma program. So it's at 2 years, but actually it's 1 year, 9 months, because you come in September and you'll be graduating in June in the 2nd year. So in the program, we have lectures, of course, and then we have labs, lots of hands-on labs. About 40% of your contact hours time at BCIT is doing labs, and we have also a capstone project. There are 5 weeks of practicum as well in the last year or in the last term that all the students are required to go out to the industry to work in a hospital or a company for 5 weeks. And also during the program, we have a lot of industry sessions. We have guest speakers from the industry. We have field trips, as well as the laboratory components. Okay, some information or history regarding our program. Our first graduating class is in 1969. I can bet that none of you graduated before 1969 or even close to that. So our program started actually in 1967. I don't know how many years ago. Am I born at that time? I don't know, maybe. We are a nationally accredited program. What it means is our graduate credential is recognized across Canada. It's not only that, because Canada has agreement with some other country like Australia, Singapore, etc. So our credential is also recognized in those countries. At the moment, currently, there are about 20% of the students are straight from high school. So the remaining will have a couple of years in college or a degree from a university. As you may notice from the video, we have a fairly high percentage of female in our program, because biomedical engineering, the job environment as well as the skill set, etc., is quite suitable for female students. So on average, we have about 40% of female students. Also, I mentioned about the capstone project earlier. Capstone project is in the last term of our curriculum. Every student needs to build a medical device. They need to conceptualize, design, build, and test out a medical device in the capstone project. And a lot of students have been using the capstone project to enter into engineering design competitions, and we have a lot of winning projects throughout the years. Also, over 90% of our biomedical engineering technologists working, in the hospital, in BC Hospital, if you go into the hospital, over 90% of the biomedical engineering technologists working there graduate from our program. The reason why is because we are the only program in BC that are graduating biomedical engineering technologists. So this is just a picture of students in our lab. As I mentioned, we have a very, very extensive, strong laboratory component in our program. So there's a lot of hands-on work to allow our students right after graduation, they will be able to work as an entry-level biomedical engineering technologist. Again, this is some other labs that you may recognize. These are defibrillators. You quite often see these in videos, movies. Why not? Right? These devices are like if people suffer from a heart attack, right? This device is used to sort of revitalize the heart of the patient. So we have a number of these. These are current units that are being used in the hospital. So our students learn how they work, right? Learn about the theory of operation, as well as in the lab, they will try to look at the output waveform, test the energy output, whether or not they are according to the specification, take the unit apart to look at what are the internal components, and then put it together and see whether or not they are still working after you take it apart. So these are things that our students do in the lab, in medical device lab, and this will be the things that working biomed tech will do in the hospital in terms of making sure that these devices are safe and effective. I mentioned, right, well, some of our student projects are winning projects in terms of in these design competition. For example, this two ladies who are now very successfully working as a biomedical engineering technologist working in the healthcare system. When they were students at BCIT, they built this particular project and they entered into this ALS student design competition in 2008, which is more than 10 years ago now. This is a communication device. So this client cannot talk. So he's using this particular device, using some sort of a joystick as a scanner that the individual can compose a sentence. And then this device will speak out the sentence so that the person can communicate with the caregivers and the friends or whatever. Next. This is another student project. This is a camera looking at the eye of the individual, and then this actually is a student, was a student. So he was in the student design competition. He was demonstrating this device, tracking his eye movement, and using this as a joystick input to a computer. And he was able to play a session of computer games. So this particular project won the first prize in this ALS student design competition. Next. This is another project which was initiated by a physiotherapist. This is what we call smart cast. So if imagine this particular person broke his arm. So the traditional cast is a plaster cast. It's difficult to monitor how well the healing is. So this student designed this cast, 3D printed the cast. Inside the cast, there's a built-in a number of built-in sensors to check the alignment, right? How well the bone has been growing. There's temperature sensor to detect the temperature. Like if temperature is high, that means that there may be some inflammation. So these sensors capture the information underneath the cuff. And then the unit on this arm is a device to collect all this information, but also it will communicate with a cell phone through wireless technology. So the clinician will be able to monitor the condition of the patient by dialing in the cell phone, dialing in an app, so that the healing will be full-time monitor and real-time being monitored. So again, this is a winning competition. Next slide, please. So this is the most recent student project, 2021. So this is an arm and hand warmer for people that is sort of have limited mobility, sitting on wheelchair. Sometimes they want to go out and it's under a cold environment. So this device will have allow the user to have very simple control to control the temperature to keep the arm and hand warm when they are out in Stanley Park or outside their homes. So the student won the second prize in the Simon Cox Student Design Competition against university teams from SFU, UWake, and UBC. Next slide, please. So before I get into that, I just want to mention these are student projects that you may feel that is difficult, or you may wonder whether you are able to do that. But all the students will be able to finish a project from start to finish. Some may not be as nice, but most of the students will be able to get it done functional and safe, and then able to demonstrate the project. So that's all the things that you learn when you are in our program, starting from year one, learning the basics, and then at the end, you'll be able to apply all you have learned into building a sort of medical device. So what's the program like? It's a 2-year full-time diploma of technology program. It's 2 terms per year, 15 weeks academic terms. So when you come in September to December, that will be the first term. And then the winter term will be from January to April, another 15 weeks. So during the academic term, usually it's around 30 content hours per week, with about 40% laboratory sessions, hands-on sessions. So the academic week finished in mid-April about. And then after that, for the first year, there's a 5-week skills development term in year 1, which students will go to mechanical workshops, learn how to do 3D printing, learn about the property of adhesive, do soldering, some simulation, etc. So these 5 weeks are focused on skills development, that these skills will be useful in terms of when you're doing your capstone project, or eventually when you get out to work in the field. So these are skills that the technologists will need to know and find useful. So that's first year. And second year, you get again these 2 academic terms, right? September, and then the winter term starting in January. After the final exam in April, all the students will be required to go out to the industry to do their practicum, 5 weeks. So all the students will be placed to a hospital or medical device company, usually of the choice, and then they work there for 5 weeks and able to apply what they have learned again to be in a real job environment. We call this industry practicum, and we have over 60 practicum sites in BC and across Canada. And we have sites also in the US and then some other countries if student wants to go. Next slide, please. This slide shows some example of practicum sites. So you can see at the top, Stryker Medical, Rostron, Keras, medical device company, local in Vancouver or in the Lower Mainland. There are some companies, the name you know, like GE, Philips, Canons. These are multi-international companies that are selling, supporting medical device technology like CT scanner, heart monitor, these type of equipment in BC or in Canada. And then going further down, BC Research, Technology for Living, right? These are again organization or company that are providing treatment for cancer, as well as providing services, technology for people living in their homes. And then there are a lot of hospitals, right? Vancouver General, Kelowna General, Prince George in BC, and then other hospitals across Canada, like in Alberta, Manitoba, Ontario, etc. So these are all practicum sites. As well, they are potential employers. So a student will have a chance to pick and choose where they want to go for the practicum. Job opportunities. I'm pretty sure all the students that came into BCIT into our program will invest a little bit of time trying to figure out what are the jobs available or what are job opportunities after you finish this 2-year diploma program. So in terms of jobs, we like to categorize it into several areas. The first is service and support, which most of our grad, I would say maybe 60% or more of our grad, when they first came out from our program, will go into this particular sector. So this service and support include hospitals, include, like if you work for General Electric or Philips, right? They will be supporting whatever product they sell to the healthcare system. So, for example, for biomedical engineering technologists working in the hospital, you saw the video of the lady working as a biomedical engineering technologist in the hospital, right? So a lot of people thought that a biomed tech work in the hospital will be sitting in the basement, right? No window, trying to take an equipment apart and trying to do all the repair day after day, hour after hours. But in actuality, a biomed tech working in the hospital may spend, I think, maybe about 20% of the time repairing equipment. But majority of the time, they are going to work on making sure equipment are safe and effective. So what does it mean is, right, they may be checking on, say, a heart monitor, whether or not the heart rate capture is accurate, because if you don't have an accurate heart rate from a monitor, right, or accurate blood pressure, the clinician can prescribe some medication or some treatment, which may be hazardous to the patient, right? So if a heart monitor, if a blood pressure monitor shows a very high blood pressure, right? So the patient may get some medication that will bring down the blood pressure, but if it's not correct, the patient may suffer may suffer some problem, right? That may bring the blood pressure too low, and the patient may pass out, right, during the day. So this is very important to make sure all these devices are working properly. Also, a tech working in the hospital may be providing training for some nurses or clinicians to how to properly use a particular medical device. Or they may be involved in an incident investigation. So you've seen in TV, right? People have, like in terms of forensic, try to look for causes of injury. So there's similar thing in the hospital. So if a patient suffer from some injury, maybe because it's related to a medical device technology, the biomedical engineering technologists will be working in the team to try to do an investigation to determine what are the causes, and so as to avoid having similar incident later on. So it's something like forensic. You have to look at the crews, look at the injuries, and try to find out what went wrong. So I guess let's go back to the next page. I don't know why it goes to go back to the potential practicum site. Okay, so that's service and support sector. Research and development. Again, in the video, the job that we saw was at Stryker, right? So our grad was involved in the quality assurance in the research and development and in manufacturing. In BC, although there's not too many, but there are quite a number of companies in designing, developing new medical device product, and there are some device manufacturing as well. Okay, so in terms of this research and development, our grad will be working with a team like engineers, some clinician trying to design and develop some new medical devices, such as some new cancer detection devices, etc. In terms of manufacturing, our grad will be working in quality assurance, making sure that the production line is people are assembling, developing technology, and whether or not these are the quality are doing quality assurance on this production line. Some of our grad may work in sales and marketing. So usually these are not for fresh graduate, but for more experienced people working for a few years in different areas, they may get into sales and marketing. So these jobs are for people that has technical background. They usually goes in the marketing team, and they will be providing the technical support in terms of marketing. And the other sectors in terms of further studies. So our program graduate technologist, but some students, when they come in, they already have a degree, but some may want to further study to get a degree, a bachelor degree or master or even PhD degree. So we have some laddering pathway for our grads to move on in terms of the academic. Next slide, please.
Anthony, I just wanted to let you know that we're also at 4:30, so we have about 15 minutes left for advising and for question and answers. You can take another 5 minutes, but we are
okay, so we're getting close to finishing for my part. Okay, yeah. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, so regarding job opportunity, this is some figures from the survey, BCIT survey. So you can look at them. Well, there's a link if you go to our program webpage in terms of go to the graduation page, and there's a link to the survey. So these figures shows feedback from the recent grads about how happy are they regarding their education at BCIT, how easy they got a job, right? What's the average pay? So it shows you average pay is $29, but actually if you go find a job in the hospital, the job is close to $40 an hour. So this is sort of the average pay. Usually in private sector, the pay is less at the beginning, but there's a more higher potential to get promotion and increase. So spend some time, look into the survey results. Next one, please. In terms of laddering, we try to set up some pathway for those students that want to move further in terms of education. So we have a Bachelor of Technology in Technology Management at BCIT. Our grad can get in, and this particular degree will allow students to get an MBA from Simon Fraser University. So this is a part-time option that for our grads to get a degree. And also there's engineering stream, right? Student can get into the Bachelor of Technology in Electronics at BCIT, and then they can become a professional engineer. And also there are other engineering opportunities, for example, getting into SFU. This is not automatic to go to SFU or UBC, but you will get credits, right, from transfer course credit from the diploma. Next one, please. Okay, so this is a testimonial from a recent grad 2018. Said 2 years ago, graduated from BCIT Biomedical Engineering program, and I can truly say that it helped me to and shape myself into the person I am today. During the BMed program, I was faced with many challenges, each one geared in a specific way to help to grow onto the next. I can confidently say that after overcoming the challenges during the program, I felt like I was well prepared to start my professional career. My job as a service tech at Patterson Dental is to repair dental equipment and support customers. I repair anything from X-ray to small machines to circuit board, all while maintaining professionalism and ensuring high quality service. Each day I'm faced with challenges physically and mentally, but I've never doubted myself that I cannot find a solution. A complex problem is easy once you know how to find an answer, or this is taught to you throughout the program as being embroidered into my trade. Okay, so I'm going to pass it on to Janice from Program Mastering to talk about admissions, etc. Janice?
Thank you, Anthony. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to briefly speak to you about applying to the biomedical engineering program, as well as talking to you about some of the student services that would be available to you at BCIT while you're a student. Next slide, please. Thank you. So the most important thing that you should review are the specific entrance requirements for the program. And these are listed on the Biomedical Engineering webpage, as you'll see in this slide. And on that webpage, you'll see the tabs on the left. These tabs contain some really valuable information about the program. Included are a detailed overview of the program, the entrance requirements, as I have highlighted on the page there, as well as tuition fees and the matrix of all of the courses that you'll be taking within the program. So this is a really important page for you to refer to before you apply to the program. Next slide, please. So this slide highlights the specific entrance requirements. Please note that the program's fairly competitive, so you should try to achieve higher grades than the minimum grades that are listed on this slide. So you will require English 12 with 67% or higher. You must have 2 years of English in an English-speaking country to qualify with just your English 12. If you have any questions about meeting the English entrance requirement, please connect with Program Advising. We can talk to you about that. The program also requires pre-calculus 12, 73% or higher. Foundations of Math 12 is not accepted, so please keep that in mind. Pre-calculus 12, 73% or higher. And lastly, chemistry 11, 73%, or chemistry 12 with 67% or higher. You'll also be required to do the CASPER exam. And the CASPER exam is designed to test the non-academic attributes or the people skills. So the list of test dates are listed on the CASPER site that's highlighted actually on this page, and CASPER will send your test results directly to the program area. So this September's intake is full and closed. We'll begin gathering applications October 1st, 2021 for the September 2022 intake. Applications will remain open until April 15th. So we'll be gathering applications during that period. And then after April 15th, both admissions and the program area will review the applications. And I believe, Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you usually make your decisions mid-May?
Well, yes, we take about 3-4 weeks to review everything, and then we'll be able to announce to the applicants.
Perfect. So mid-May to end of May for sure. So other qualities that the program's looking for: excellent communication and analytical skills, to be able to work both independently and in a team environment. They'd like you to be both conscientious and hardworking. Good physical, mental, and stress management skills are helpful as well. And lastly, computer literacy, 3D visualization, manual dexterity, and basically good hand-eye coordination are all qualities that lend themselves to this program. So I've outlined the steps to applying to the biomedical engineering program in this slide, and it's important to note that our application process is entirely online. So you'll be self-reporting. So step one is applying, and we've already talked about reviewing and ensuring that you meet the entrance requirements. We've also talked about the application processing dates. If you don't meet the entrance requirements, you will need to upgrade. If this is the case, I recommend that you connect with program advising, because we can talk to you about upgrading options, and we can also talk to you about the profile of an accepted applicant to this program or a competitive applicant to this program. Next, you'll need to gather your necessary documents and scan them into a PDF, then upload the PDFs to your application. It's very simple. We walk you through the process as you're applying. So after you apply, the department will shortlist the applicants after that application deadline of April 15th. And then Anthony or the program area will contact the shortlisted applicants. And then the department makes the final decisions. And as we mentioned before, that all tends to happen in May. About a 4 to 6 week turnaround time before you'll find out if you've received a seat in the program. Next slide, please. So these next couple of slides, I'm going to be talking about some of the student services that are available to you at BCIT while you're a student. So BCIT is focused on success, and there's a number of key support services that are available to you. The first one I want to mention is our Student Life Office, and their mandate is to support student success and well-being through the entire student life cycle. So the Student Life Office and BCIT Student Association both apply the 8 dimensions model, and they provide services and resources in support of each area of this model that's listed on this slide to ensure your student well-being while you're at BCIT. So listed here are some of the different student services that are available to you. So the first one is Indigenous services, and they're there for you to ensure a smooth transition into your first year. They offer peer-to-peer mentorship, a welcoming gathering place, and provide a clarification on Indigenous funding. The next one is our Student Financial Aid and Awards, and I encourage you to connect to their web page, and they'll outline BCIT awards, scholarships, bursaries, and then basic financial aid information as well. Next, BCIT is committed to providing assistance to students with permanent or temporary disabilities if you've been accepted to a program and believe that you need accommodation to be successful. I encourage you to connect with our Accessibility Services Department. Next is BCIT Student Health Services, where we have a health clinic located at the Burnaby campus, and they provide medical care for current BCIT students all year round. We also have a counseling and student development department that are available to help you to enhance your educational performance and maximize your success as a student at BCIT. Lastly, we also have an amazing rec services department that normally offers fitness classes, intramural sports, and has a brand new state-of-the-art gym and fitness room. We're hoping that these facilities will be available soon as the restrictions ease over the next couple of months. We're all looking forward to that. So that's about all the information that I've got for you this evening, but I do encourage you, if you've got questions that you're not able to have answered, to connect with us or to connect with Anthony. I know that he's also got his information at the very end of this as well, of ways to connect with him to get your questions answered. But through advising, you could give us a call Monday to Friday with those days and times on that slide. You may want to send us an email with any questions that you have, or you could send us an email and even request a virtual Zoom meeting, and we'll connect with you virtually face-to-face on a Zoom meeting. So you may want to check out some of our social media sites as well. There's lots of really great information on the different social media that BCIT has to offer. You might want to check out some of our YouTube videos. I know that Biomedical Engineering has a really good one that's posted there that you might want to take a look at. You also might want to connect with BCIT in some different ways. I know that as restrictions ease, we're going to be offering tours that would be available to you, or you may want to spend a day in some of the programs that offer that as an option. We also have our big info, which again is going to be virtual this year. That's going to be, I believe, the first week in October. And there are some other information sessions that are available and listed on our website as well. And I think that might be it for me. So we're going to go into our questions and answers, and I see that we've got a couple of questions that have come. Oh no, we've got a couple of comments that have been made in the Q&A. We haven't got any questions. Oh, we do have one question. In terms of job prospects, are there many opportunities to work in a design-oriented job as opposed to repair and maintenance job? Can you give a brief overview of the biomedical engineering design field in BC? Anthony.
Okay. Well, I can spend a day on this. Well, there are, as I mentioned, right, there are not too many, but there are quite a number of medical devices company in BC that are designing, developing, and also manufacturing medical devices. For example, there's a current one which was on the news, Clarius, C-L-A-R-I-U-S, Clarius Mobile, which they design, build handheld ultrasound scanner. So I was told that it was selling like hotcakes during the pandemic, because this handheld scanner can be used by clinics, even not just hospitals, to look at the lungs of the patient. So they just expanded the facilities, and they moved from Burnaby to another much bigger location. There are companies like Stryker Medical, which we have many grads work at Stryker in their design development team. But in general, like about 60%, 70% of our fresh grad works in the hospital sector, service and support sector, and then the remaining will work in the medical devices industry. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Okay, so one note that I just want to mention is, you may see on the video our background, which is, look, there's a building there. So this is our will be our brand new health science building, which if you come in September 2022, you will be using this brand new facility, because our lab will be moving to this beautiful building in March of 2022.
Yeah, it's really coming along, Anthony. I was at the campus, and you will be in the program, or you will be in the building for sure. It's a beautiful brand new building. So we have another question here. I'm in my final year. He says, hello, I'm from India. I'm in my final year of a bachelor's program. I pursue biomedical engineering as my bachelor. I'll complete the bachelor's at the end of this month. So with respect to this, will your program be a good program for me, or do we have a PGDM as well? Postgraduate
diploma or something like that. Well, if you already have a degree, there are some options that you may take, right? You may go to UBC and get a master degree, because I know the barrier for graduate. We have a lot of foreign trained biomedical engineers that comes into our program, as well as from other disciplines. Many of them, if they are new immigrant, I was an immigrant when I came to Canada many years ago. All the new immigrant will have like a big challenge in getting into the field of study, a job in the field of studies. Like going into university or studying is one option to get you to climatize or get some local experience before you can land a job. But one thing I can for sure tell you is if you graduate from India, because I have a lot of graduate came from India, right? The university education or even diploma or technical application in outside of Canada, outside of our program, is quite different. As you can see in some slides that I was showing, we have a very nice laboratory that has a lot of medical devices. And our program is within the School of Health at BCIT, which we can access to laboratory like medical imaging, X-ray, nuclear medicine, sonography labs. So our students are exposed to many type of medical devices which are currently used in the field. So in terms of learning about medical device technology, I think I can say no one can beat our program. I have been touring around the world, look at different facilities, university, and similar education technology, and they were all amazed about the equipment that we have. And if you are going to look for technologist job in the hospital, they all require graduation from BCIT. Okay, I hope I answer your question.
So I think that's it. I don't think we have any other questions this evening, and we have given you ways to reach out to us after this evening if you realize that you've got some questions, either for Anthony or for program advising. The gentleman that you just answered his question said thank you very much. That was fully answered, Anthony. So thank you. And I think that's it for this evening.
I just have one more comment. Everyone will be receiving a PDF file of today's presentation and a link to the video that we recorded. Also, I'd like to thank Anthony, Janice, Aaron, and Darren for supporting and putting on this event. And thank you all for attending. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, there's one more question. Do we have winter intakes in BCIT? Not in our program. We only have one intake in September.
Thank you.